Welcome to Sustainable Westford's program. I'm Gloria Gilbert, founder of Sustainable Westford, and we are here today to talk about one of our loved programs, Upcycle. I'm here with Kristina Greene. Welcome, Kristina.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Kristina Greene is the founder of Upcycle, and a lot of people want to know, what is Upcycle, Kristina? It's the new buzzword, and can you describe the program a little bit?
Sure. So Upcycle It is a unique recycling program that collects non-recyclable items such as granola bars, chip bags, and even pens to keep them out of the waste stream of the incinerators and the landfills. And these items are sent to a company called TerraCycle, and they make new products out of them, which I'll be showing you later. They also give us 2 cents for every product or every item that we send in, and we give that back to the Westford Public Schools in the form of grants for environmental projects. A lot of times I get asked, what is the difference between upcycle and recycle? And when you upcycle something, you take it and you don't really do much to it, and you turn it into a new product. When you recycle it, you have to process it, and it goes to a plant. Think of that as your curbside recycling, whereas this is a little bit different than that.
You know, it's never clear. I don't think the general public really understands what Upcycle is. Can we just break it down to make it very simple for the average Westford person to contribute and become a part of the Upcycle program? How do you start?
So if you want to start collecting your Upcycle items, we'll go over exactly what types of items, but let's say for one example, let's go over. If you buy a bag of potato chips, any brand, any size, it can be the large bags, it can be the little smaller individual bags, save these and bring them to one of our collection points.
So I know this is simple, and I know what you just said, but in order to participate in an Upcycle program, and we'll go over the benefits later, you're telling me that you just have to take a chip bag, little one, big one, and just bring it to who and where and when?
You can bring it to the Westford Farmers Market. The library has a collection point, Road and Bush, and also Starbucks on Route 110. And ask your kids, because some of the schools have collections for the parents.
What is the purpose? Why do you want to do this?
The reason we want to do this is these items, all of these types of items, all of the items that Upcycle It collects are not recyclable. The only option you have, were this program not to exist, the only option you would have would be to throw it into the trash. So this is a way of keeping those things out of our trash. This is essentially made out of plastic. So TerraCycle can take these things and make new products. They don't need to use virgin plastic. This is plastic that's already been manufactured.
So the benefit is basically we're reducing our garbage into the landfill.
We're reducing our garbage. That is one of the benefits.
Okay. Can you describe any other benefits
here?
Well,
the other benefits are a couple of things, actually. One, that money that I was talking about that we get for sending in these products can go back to our schools, and they can use those for environmental projects to educate children, parents, our community. And we'll talk about some of the specific things. But another thing, at least for me, is just opening my eyes to all the packaging that is out there. I cannot believe the number of things that people send into Upcycle. I mean, it's fabulous that people are saving these items, but there's so much packaging. It's unbelievable.
So educational-wise, it will enlighten those that are participating into the amount of waste that we are going through, perhaps needlessly at an environmental cost, maybe. Is there the benefit? You were talking about each of these pieces are worth 2 cents?
Yes,
2 cents. And it doesn't seem like it's worth taking this for 2 cents. Isn't it easier just to hit the garbage can with this? I mean, it's hard to convince people to bring this, save this, bring this to a collection site, bring it to the
farmer's market or the library, Road and Bush, Starbucks, or again, check your children's schools.
Okay, for 2 cents.
For 2 cents.
Okay, so how much money have you collected so far then?
So yeah, in 2 cent increments, May 1st will be 3 years that Upcycle It has been running, and we are at a little bit over $8,300.
That's amazing.
Yeah, if I could hear our totals. So we have collected over 416,000 pieces.
Wow. Wow.
Weighing over 4,000 pounds, at 4,049, it's 4,000 pounds. And we have raised $8,312.41 in not even 3 years. And that's 2 cent increments.
You know, as I look at these figures, I think one of the things that just strikes me as the most important piece, really, you're getting into the school systems, and the little children are participating, and they're collecting all of the little Capri Sun drink pouches, and the impact that your program has on, you know, the 5, 6, 7-year-old children is huge.
It is. It's amazing. Little kids just flock to this. This is something that they can do and they can feel good about. So it's amazing. Kindergartners, you know, they may not know about Upcycle It when they first get to kindergarten, but within a few months, definitely by 1st grade, they know exactly what it is. And they are telling mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunts, whoever, don't throw that chip bag away. Give it to me. You know, we save those or whatever. So it's fabulous. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
the
nice.
impact on the 5, 6, 7-year-old mind. They're already gearing into an environmental awareness of trash. Our created trash is an issue. So that in itself is probably, I think, one of the most important parts of your program. The totals of the $8,000 that you're raising is also a significant piece. Do you want to? There's a lot to say about this program.
You know, one other thing I wanted to say about the kids learning this is that they're learning this lesson really early in life, which is sort of nice. You know, as a town, as a country, we try to get people just to recycle, to curbside recycle. And it's difficult if you haven't grown up with it to try to remember to put this thing here and that thing there. It's a retraining. With the kids, they're just learning, this is the way it's done. This goes here, this goes here, this goes here. They don't have to think about it.
So do you have some, you want to show the audience some of the ways in how the process gets collected?
Yeah, let me start by explaining a little bit more about TerraCycle and what's sort of behind this program. You might say, well, where is this money coming from? How does TerraCycle do this? What is their motivation? So this is how I explain TerraCycle. And TerraCycle is the company that we send these chip bags and toothbrushes and all sorts of stuff to, and they donate the 2 cents. They also pay for the shipping. So TerraCycle works with corporate sponsors. So they get leaders in the chip bag industry, whatever the category is, and they're the ones that pay the 2 cents and who pay the shipping. So, for example, chip bags. Frito-Lay is the sponsor of the chip bag brigade, as TerraCycle calls each collection item. So Frito-Lay pays the 2 cents, they pay the shipping costs. And in return, they get to say they are cleaning up the chip bag industry. They get some environmental credit, depending on the company. They sometimes will put it on their products to say, hey, we're supporting TerraCycle. You can return this. You can upcycle this particular product of ours. And they get a lot of marketing and PR out of it as well. There are other companies, so each of the different categories has a different corporate sponsor. So when you're thinking about, okay, what do I collect? Okay, well, now I know it's a chip bag. you have to sort of think like a marketer. So a chip bag is anything down that chip aisle of the grocery store. Think about the grocery store. So it could be pretzels, any sort of salty snack. Frito-Lay will pay for that. Do you think Frito-Lay would pay for, a frozen food bag or a ramen noodle package? No, that's not their industry. The type of material may be the same, and that's what confuses people. You're geared to think recycling, it's the type of material. This is plastic, this is metal, this is TerraCycle and Upcycle It doesn't quite work that way. It's more products, types of products because of who is paying for it. So as I mentioned, TerraCycle collects about 45 different types of items. So when you create your local collection program, like we've created Upcycle It, we get to choose from those 45 which ones we're going to collect. And we have chosen 7 items. And the reason I initially chose these 7 items is because these are things we can't recycle in Westford. Some of the items that are on TerraCycle's list, there's like different number 5 plastics, which we can recycle here in Westford. So there was no real incentive to collect those and do that. Other parts of the country, they can't. So that would be great for them. So I'm going to go over the items that we can collect. Okay. And I think there's a graphic. These are the different places that we can collect. So this is at the farmer's market. You can bring your stuff here. The picture before that was at Road and Bush. So this is just bring a chip bag and hand it to the Westford Academy kids, and they will start to sort things at the market. Okay. They will, and we'll see pictures of that. So this is a typical day at the market. Just come in and give us your chip bags. Okay. Is there another slide? Okay. This is the collection at Starbucks. It's nice. Yeah, it's very nice. Custom handmade? Yes, custom made by a teacher at Blanchard. His name is Jamie Merkel. Awesome. He made that for us, so you can drop things off at Starbucks. So take a chip bag, go get your coffee, and empty your chip bags and your pencils and pens? Basically pens. Pens, you'll take pens as well? Pens, yep, pens and markers. Okay. This is a sample collection at Blanchard School. So this is in their cafeteria, just for the kids at lunch. You can't miss that. Yeah. That's great. Right. This is at Nabnasset School. So actually, if your children go to Nabnasset, this is right as you walk in the first set of doors in that sort of vestibule area. So parents can drop off there. You know, it's a little confusing in the sense that that's a garbage can. Yes. That looks like a garbage can to me. And it is a garbage can. That was, And so the only distinction between a garbage can and an Upcycle It recyclable collection site is really just your logo. Those signs. The signs. So you look for the sign. Okay. Yeah. What is this? This is actually at my house. So this is where everything ends up. Wow. Volunteers drop it off, and we probably filled that bin in a week and a half. Wow, that's a lot of garbage. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Okay.
This is the Upcycle sorting process. So once you drop off your Upcycle It to one of our locations, it ends up back at my house, and myself, along with my wonderful volunteers, have to sort it into the different categories. So we've got chip bags here, pens and other sort of writing instruments, toothbrushes and toothpaste, we've got glue, all kinds of energy bars have to get sorted out, candy, drink pouches, and we leave recycling and a trash barrel because inevitably we have some of those items too. So as we go through, like if I look at this, it's a snack mix kind of a bag. You can find it down the chip aisle of the grocery store, so that is considered a chip. Same with any sort of salty chip. So as you can see, we're going through dozens and dozens and dozens of bags, sorting them out into the different categories, and from here they'll get packed into boxes so that they can be shipped back to TerraCycle.
And so these are, again, some of our categories. The energy bars, any sort of granola bar, protein bar, you know, chips. Again, think chip aisle of the grocery store.
So this chip bag, do you have to rinse it out?
No, empty out the crumbs.
Yeah.
But you do not need to clean it.
You don't have to rinse it.
And if it rips,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be pristine.
It can be a torn
It can
chip
be torn.
bag
It can be
that
any,
is not rinsed.
Yes, any brand. So the writing instruments, you know, markers, pens, highlighters, any sort of writing instrument except wooden pencils.
Okay.
So you see in here, you know,
Wow.
there's Sharpies, there's the dry erase markers,
So
all kinds of things.
you'll take markers and pens, just used or, okay.
Used, yeah, and then the toothpaste tubes, the plastic toothpaste tubes or toothbrushes.
Do they have to be squeezed completely clean?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Glue, you know, glue sticks, glue bottles, glue pens, any sort of glue container.
So these little glue sticks that from every preschool
elementary
kid
school, right.
has thousands of them, and they're all made out of plastic, and they will be contributing 2 cents to the collection.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
And then candy is another one. and it
Candy
doesn't-
wrappers,
Candy wrappers.
the tiny little mini packages.
The tiny ones, the larger ones, any candy.
Do they have? What if they're dirty?
You know, we have to hand sort them, so, you know, do your best to keep them as clean as possible, but you don't have to wash them. I mean, you just, you know, put them in a bag.
So you're willing to take kind of slightly dirty candy
Yeah,
bar.
we always have gloves available.
You know, you would think that someone should be doing this down at the ball fields.
Yeah, you would think,
I mean, is there a collection bin there?
you know, that's a good,
Wow.
that's a good, yeah, so the drink pouches, has to be the foil drink pouches. These are the stickiest ones, so definitely try to squeeze those out and keep those separate.
Okay.
And this is, yeah, us. These ladies and I spent about 2.5 hours that morning sorting probably what we had collected in 2.5 weeks.
Wow. Okay. What's the most difficult part of your sorting?
You know, the most difficult part, it's not really difficult. It can be time consuming. And a lot of times people don't quite understand what you can and can't give us. So I do end up with quite a bit of trash. And we appreciate people making the effort. I mean, so many people are making the effort to collect. And if you could, you know, it just makes it easier for you. This is one bag of chips that we collected.
So once we've sorted all the categories, like we'll put them in boxes to be shipped. So these are all of our chips. So I can fit a few more into this box. We'll tape it up. And then I download a prepaid shipping label from TerraCycle, tape it on there, and send it off to UPS.
You're a pro at that.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty good after 3 years.
Uh-huh. Wow, what dedication. Let me ask you, how often do you and the volunteers get together to come together and do the sorting?
You know, once a month I go to Westford Academy and they help me sort then. I try to do another sorting session another time during the month, like the one that we just saw. So sometimes twice a month, but when it's really cold, it's hard. Ooh. So generally, I go out there for half an hour at a time and sort as much as I can before my fingers are frozen, and then I go back in my house. So I tend not to have too many sorting sessions at my house in the winter just because it's so cold, and it's too messy to bring inside the house. And we've outgrown trying to bring it in my house. My garage is filled with Upcycle It stuff most of the time.
Now, are you in need of additional volunteers?
We are always in need of volunteers. I mean, we have quite a few volunteers, but the more people you have, the easier it is to sort. you know, if we had had a few more people there, we probably could have been done in an hour. And not everybody can come every time. The amount of time it's very small. If you can come for half an hour, that's great.
So typically, is it like a Monday morning for 1 hour, or?
I sort of switch it around. Generally, I'll do a morning during the week, but I've done it on Saturdays as well when it's not soccer or baseball or, you know, season like that to interfere. So I try to move it around so that different people can come. And
so do you just get send your name and get it on a list with you?
Yeah. In fact, at the end, we'll give you the email address. You can email if you're interested in helping. And you don't have to sort. You can pick up things at Starbucks and Roden Bush and the library. You can volunteer to do that.
I suppose even if you don't have the time to volunteer, I think really just participating by saving a chip bag, just getting more people to collect things.
Right.
That's a challenge. It's just so we're not used to doing that. We're used to throwing our chip bags and pens away in the trash, but that's good. What is the most important thing that you really want people to know about this program? Is there something?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. I mean, I would love for more people to be saving their chip bags, their glue sticks, their toothpaste tubes, their candy wrappers, and at the same time, just to figure out what you can save so that there's not so much confusion and that you're not wasting time saving things and lugging them to the library that turns out just end up in my trash or in recycling or something like that.
Well, would it help if we maybe create a fun little program? Say, the farmers market is coming up. Our opening day is June 18th on Tuesday. And why don't we just, create, if people can come to the farmers market manager's tent, the Westford Academy kids will be there. And if you can just collect one chip bag every week and give it to the kids. We'll take your name and we will start creating a weekly list of contributors. I think that would be kind of awesome, at least just get people used to participating. How does that sound?
That sounds good. Okay. The other thing you can pick up at the farmer's market is this handy little, it's sort of a bookmark, and it lists all of the 7 items that we can take, and you can stick this up on your refrigerator or wherever it's convenient for you. So again, there's drink pouches we can collect, and it has to be these foil drink pouches, no juice boxes. Glue. So let's grab a glue stick, a glue container, anything like that. Energy bar wrappers. Doesn't have to be this brand, any brand. Could be a store brand, but this type of energy bar, protein bar, snack bar kind of a wrapper. Chip bags that we've been talking about so much. And again, any size, any brand. Think chip aisle of the grocery store. Think energy granola bar. Think of that in terms of that. Candy wrappers, same thing. Candy aisle, big, small, doesn't matter what size. Toothpaste tubes, and toothbrushes, and writing instruments, pens, markers, things like that.
And you'll take them dirty, and we want to see everybody come to the market. Bring us your garbage, bring us your pans, bring us your little Capri Sun bags, and the little perk is you've raised $8,300, and that money goes back to the children and students and the Westford Public School System in a mini green grant. I know we're out of time, but can you just briefly describe where that $8,000 goes?
We have given money to plant trees at Nabnasset. We've given money to the Abbott School for a 3rd grade program. Here's a picture planting the trees. A girl came with her dad to help plant the trees on the field. And here's more kids digging the holes. That's great. And we've also given money, and there's the whole line of trees last spring when they planted them.
Awesome. What kind of trees?
Flowering
cherry,
pear or something. I think it matched other trees that they had. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other mini grants?
Here's them getting the check. There's also composting going on at the Blanchard School through one of our grants.
Awesome.
This year. And there was also some energy efficiencies put into day school. This is the Blanchard. These are the kids at Blanchard, and that's
wow. The
their
impact
advisor.
on the kids is really significant. I mean, talk about paying it forward.
Yep. And this is for the energy efficiency.
The Boy Scouts.
The Boy Scout. Yep.
Eagle Project. That was energy efficiency.
Yep. And these are the WA kids helping me sort. This is their once a month.
Now tell us
sorting.
about, I know we're out of time, but are you going to be letting a grant out anytime soon?
Soon.
And
we will be
how do
next week
people
or two.
find out about that?
You know what? If you can email me at upcycleit@sustainablewestford.org and find out about it. I send it out to as many people as I can think of at the schools. So contact your principal or your assistant principal. If you don't get the information, they will get the information.
Okay. Well, I think that we only have a couple of minutes left. So is there anything else you want to say, like what's the most important message here?
Thank you for contributing to Upcycle It. If you can please help us by either volunteering your time, just even identifying what can and can't be accepted. That helps us greatly on the sorting end. If there's less stuff that we've got to take out of there that isn't accepted, or messy stuff.
Okay.
That helps.
Well, you know what? Think chip bags, everybody. Bring your chip bags to the market, and we'll see you pretty soon out on the Town Common. Thanks very much for watching us. Thank you.
Thank you.